I want to talk about the alchemy builds today, but before I get into the builds, I need to say a few words. First of all, this is the midnight beta. Just be warned that stuff might get changed if we are mere weeks away from midnight's launch, and I'm pretty sure nothing significant will get changed now with everything that is happening over at live and at the beta. Blizzard will definitely won't find any time to change the profession bits at all. Maybe if they delay the expansion, who knows. Anyways, if anything does change, I will certainly update you guys. Therefore, why not subscribe to the channel? That way you won't miss a video. And with that done, I want to say that there are chapters down there, so feel free to move to the build that you're mostly interested in. And let's get into it. First build I want to talk about is the Potion Master. The Potion Master relies on skill, resourcefulness and multicraft to guarantee those high quality potions without concentration and make a lot of gold by putting them on the auction house. The first thing you want to do is to spend 30 points in potion prowess, because it will give you a lot of skill and it will unlock 2 new recipes, one on Path of Light and one on Path of Void, without spending any knowledge point in them. So just be warned, you don't need to spend a knowledge point here to unlock the recipes. Just unlock the sub nodes and move into the alchemical mastery, because again, we need skill. Maxing out alchemical mastery here will give you a lot of skill again, and it is a priority. These two main nodes are a requirement if you want to guarantee those high quality potion crafts. So first of all, 30 points in alchemical mastery and 30 points in potion prowess. We chose potion prowess over alchemical mastery first because that would net you 2 new recipes. This is the part that the build gets a bit tricky. Now, contrary to what other people are talking about, spending 30 points here and 30 points here won't guarantee those high quality potion crafts, because you are missing 10 points from the reuse sub specialization. There are 2 mini perks here, 5 skill here and 5 skill here, and if you do have the highest profession equipment, you're still missing these 2. I believe that the best way to proceed here is to either choose the Path of Void or the Path of Light, max one out completely, get 30 points in either one of them, go back to alchemical mastery and spend 15 points here to get all of the skill. At this state, 30 points here, 15 points here, 30 points here and 30 points here, you can craft all of the light potions at the maximum quality without requiring any concentration. And now it's time to delve into the other side of the tree and get all of the void potions. Therefore, with doing this, every single potion that is in the game can now be crafted at the highest quality with no concentration cost at all. Now it's time to optimize the build. Optimizing the Potion Master build is quite annoying, but believe me, I know you wanna hate me for not getting this 5 points ASAP, because it's just 5 points and 25 resourcefulness here and 15 for the 5 points here are quite awesome. I know that, I am aware of that, and it is quite annoying that you haven't maxed out this one, but believe me, the multi-craft is a lot better. So first of all, choose one side and get all of the multi-craft that you can get from it, and then get the multi-craft from the other side. Forget that the 2 sub nodes for ingenuity and concentration even exists, because we don't even care about this stuff, we're relying only on skill. And then spend the last 5 points on reuse for the resourcefulness. This is, in my opinion, the best way that you can spec into Potion Master. Now let's move on. Very weirdly, the Flask Maker is the exact same as the previous build, the Potion Master. It's just different names, different recipes, and the products have different functionality to them. But it is the same, so I'm gonna speed everything up and just go through everything that you will be doing, and I will just explain everything that is different as opposed to what we had in the Potion Master build. So yeah, you need to spend 30 points again in the fluent in the flasks because you need those two recipes. One side of this tree revolves around combat flasks. One side of this tree revolves around profession stuff. One is called Harania Secrets, one is called Cindery Specialist. Again, this is a choice that you have to do for yourself. I'm not sure which one will be the most profitable ones because economy, market, and we are in the beta currently. Yeah, just choose one and get the other later. But the first thing you want to do is to learn the two recipes here. Go to the Alchemical Mastery, get 30 points, and unlock Alchemical Mastery and Fluent in Flasks as a priority. Then move into the subnodes because we want skill. As I said, we love skill. We are relying on skill to craft high quality flasks and put them on the auction house. We don't want any concentration stuff. So first priority, 30 points in Fluent in Flasks, then 30 points in Alchemical Mastery. Just like the Potion Master build, this is again the tricky part. You need to decide between one of these, max one out, and because when you have maxed out one side of this tree, you won't have enough skill to guarantee the highest quality of flasks, you need to again return to Alchemical Mastery and this time around go to the Recycle and spend 15 points here to get those 10 missing skill points. Only after you have earned these 10 points, you can return in the Fluent in Flasks and go to the Harania Secrets or the vice versa version, whichever you choose, and max that one out. Getting the 3 nodes here to 30 and one here to 30 and one to 15, and I know this is annoying, believe me, I do know it does bother me, but 15 here, 30 here, and 90 points here will make you the highest quality flasks and files available in the game. And now it's time to again optimize the flasks and the files. The optimization here is the exact same as the Potion Master. You want only the multi-craft. So choose one side, whichever is the most profitable by then. Get all of the multi-craft here and get all of the multi-craft here. Again, forget that those two subnodes even exist because we don't care about ingenuity at all. We have the skill to craft the highest quality now. And only after you have maxed out both multi-craft subnodes here, spend the last 5 points in the recycle to get the 25 resourcefulness at the end of that spec tree. This will be your build as the Flask Maker in the end of it all. Let's move to the next one. Before I get into the Transmute build, I need to mention one very important detail. Wondrous Synergist is the only Transmute that has a cooldown. Therefore, we are focusing on Wondrous Synergist first. The first thing you gotta do is only spending 5 points to unlock a subspec, and now unlocking Synthesis Synergy. This is the only spec node that is centered around Wondrous Synergist. So you need to max one out as soon as you can, because the sooner you get this done, the more Wondrous Synergists you can craft. Therefore, this is your first priority as a Transmute build. Now that we are done with that, we can go farm all of the skill points that we can get for the Transmute. And the first thing you gotta do afterwards is to completely max out the Transmutation Authority here. This will give you all of the skill that you can get for Transmute. And remember that not only the Synthesis Synergy gave us the cooldowns, it also gave us skill to transmutations. Therefore, getting this node unlocked is of utmost importance to everyone going for transmutes. This is the first thing you do as a transmute build. Then you will go to the alchemical mastery and unlock 30 points here, because this will just be general skill toward all of your crafts when doing alchemy stuff. And now that this is done, for you to get all of the skill required to get those high quality transmutes, you need to spend 15 points in reduce, because again, the last missing 10 points for all of your transmutes, reagents, and alchemy stones comes from this subnode right here. This will be your spec when you have gained all of the skill points available. 50 points here and 45 points right here. You can now craft every transmute at the highest quality when you get your highest profession equipment. Now it's time to optimize your builds, and the first thing we're gonna do is to again forget about the 5 points here and get the multi-craft for the transmutes. So this subnode here will give you a lot of multi-craft. You will max this one out because multi-craft is better than the 5 points that we need to spend on that resourcefulness stuff. So multi-craft first and the 5 points of resourcefulness last. Now I want to talk about concentration builds, but before I get into the details, I need to mention that concentration by its nature is a volatile thing. Therefore, it's solely dependent on you, the market, the economy, everything that is happening around you, and stuff like how much you play a certain alt, stuff like how many knowledge points you have, what type of professional equipment you have equipped on that alt. A lot of possibilities. Just be aware of all of this. I will try to give you ideas and recommendations as to what I would personally do if I were to have an alt army build for myself. So therefore, just be warned, there are just a lot of possibilities, and there is no right or wrong build when it comes to alt armies. The good news is that alchemy by itself is a very alt army friendly profession. You can do a lot with it, and you don't require a lot of knowledge points. For example, in the Fluent in the Flasks, you can spend 10 points to unlock a subnode. Decide between one or the other, because you cannot go back. For example, we want the Harania secrets. Spend 10 points here, and then spend everything into ingenuity. You can now craft a lot of high quality potions, and the ingenuity that you earn from this subnode here will return concentration to you. Only 40 points and you can craft a lot of stuff at the highest quality. You can do the same thing for the other side. You can also do the same thing on the potion prowess tab for the potions, but because I had 30 points here submitted, I couldn't show you this stuff. But imagine that this is only 10 points. You can spend 10 points here on the light and 20 points here for the ingenuity. This will be the build for the potion one or the void one right here. You can do this in 4 different ways in these 2 tabs, and they will all work. If you do end up earning more knowledge points, you can return to the Harania secrets or the main subnode, whichever you decide to. Spend 15 more points there and unlock the multi-craft, and then max out the multi-craft for a lot more, and therefore a lot of more gold that you can earn by just clicking a concentration button, and that is amazing. Now, you can also utilize resourcefulness, whether you went for the flask or the potions. Be aware that recycle is for the flasks and reuse is for the potions. Spend only 10 points in the alchemical mastery. You don't need skill at all. And then just get all of the resourcefulness that you can for the flasks or for the potions if you decide to go to the potions way. Even an easier option would be to opt in for transmutes. Only spend 5 points to unlock a subnode then go entirely into inspired transmutation. Spend 20 points here, and now you can spend all of your concentration on all of the transmute. Or if you don't want that, or if you do have excess knowledge points, spend 5 more points and unlock the synthesis synergist. If you do end up going for the synthesis synergy here, do get the synthesis synergy first, because again, the wondrous synergist right here is the only craft that has a cooldown. So this takes priority over the basic transmutes. But you can just get one or get them both dependent on how many knowledge points you have farmed by that far. But you can do a lot of stuff. Even if you did end up with more knowledge points, you can spend 10 more points here and unlock the multi-craft. And spending 20 points here will give you a lot more whenever you're using concentration with these transmutes. I think you get the idea that the alchemy by itself is very, very ALCHEMY friendly, and there's no going wrong with any of these builds. You can just mix and match stuff. You can go get different stuff, get 140 points in the flasks, then spend 25 points getting the synthesis synergy here. You can do a lot with it. You can experiment with it. If you have extra alts, do consider alchemy as one of their main professions. Now that that's done, and oh my god, I have been talking for a lot of time, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, do leave a like or a comment down below. Bye bye.